Hola, hola, Criolla. You didn't think I would do it, did you, Shelly? Not Shelly Lattis, another Shelly. Got a, Shelly reached out to me. She says, why do you say, what is it, what's up? When you used to say, hola, hola, Criolla. I did it once, Shell. Come on now. Anyway, when I read that text, I said, what the hell? So there you go. Hola, hola, Criolla. I like what's up. Anyway, I got another text here. It's been brought to my attention that last season, the last one that we just wrapped up, season 6, there wasn't 10 episodes. Leo from Wisconsin tells me, I've been listening to you now for quite a while. Love your podcast, but you do 10 episodes per season. This time, you only did 9. What's up with that? You trying to pull a fast one? Well, let's go ahead and do this Mother's Day episode. How's that, Leo? Joey. What? Jackie's not here? Well, let me do this then. I feel kind of weird. It feels kind of weird. Let me go ahead and do this. Welcome to the Mother's Day edition of the Cruise Control Podcast with me, AC Cruz. We got Johnny Ramirez, Roberto Pulido, AJ Castillo, Ruben Ramos, Rico Nevada, Raulito Navaira, Gary Hobbs, Jimmy Cano, Lucky Joe, and we're talking mom. So happy Mother's Day. All coming up on this episode. How was that? Miss you, Jackie. I'm AC Cruz. Welcome to my podcast. Happy Mother's Day. And we're going to be hearing from some of our artists that have been by and talking about their moms, talking about their grandmothers, even some dads. So yeah, I hope you, your mom, your grandmother are all doing well and do something special. They deserve it, right? Don't you think? Well, unfortunately, my mom passed a while back. Wish I could do something special, but I know that my mom is in a better place. So if you still have your mom, count your blessings. It's funny, right? We think about it more now that they're gone. At least I do. So yeah, my mom, my dad have passed, but anyway, I don't want to bum you out. That's why we're not going to mention anything about the pandemic, okay? You know what to do. Today is all about mom. It's all about mom. Happy Mother's Day to you. Oh, by the way, happy Mother's Day to my daughter. It's kind of funny that I don't think about her being a mom. She's got 2 toddlers running around the house. She says that they're driving her crazy. That's what they do. Mija, I did it with you. I mean, I had problems with your chongo, but I managed. The hell. Anyway, happy Mother's Day again to all of the moms out there. So let's get on with this episode because it's all about moms. Our first Mother's Day memory comes from a colleague of mine. We never worked together, but we worked for the same company. And when he started to tell his story about his mom and where he's from, it jolted a memory in my head. He's from the Valley. And he started telling us where he's from, Mac High, and boom, like tunnel vision, if you will. Quick story about the Valley, and I love the Valley. Was there for almost 15 years. But I do have to let you know, this has nothing to do with Mother's Day. Bear with me. Now, I just got to the Valley, and Billy Santiago, who was my boss at the time, he says, hey, I'm going to send you to this pep rally, Mac High, and you do what you do, pump up the crowd, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, cool, man, no problem. So I get out there, and the whole student body's out there, and the faculty, what have you. And they want to say, want to welcome AC Cruz from Unit 4, and the crowd goes crazy, and everybody's having a good time at this pep rally. And what do? I say, what's up, Mustangs? And the crowd got quiet. You could have heard a pin drop. And I said, wait, what's going on? Well, it's the Mac High Bulldogs. Now, I've heard the word culero before, and I'm sure you have as well, but never had I heard it used like this. The whole gym was quiet. One student in the crowd says, culero. Then 2, then 3, culero. Culero. They kept chanting, culero, culero. I felt like shit. Kid you not. I mean, I fucked up the school name, the mascot and shit. So when I told the story to Johnny, he says, I bet you felt like that Southwest commercial. Want to get away? So that was my welcoming to the Rio Grande Valley, going to Mackay. Saludos para todos los Mustangs. Bulldogs. No, hombre. Now, Johnny Ramirez, with his Mother's Day memory. First of all, you're from the Rio Grande Valley of Texas.
That's right. I'm a McAllen Bulldog. Yep. Dedicated and dropped out in 71.
You dropped out?
I dropped out, dude. I'm a high school dropout, but then I got my GED and went to what we proudly call Tamale Tech, Pan Am University.
I love it.
And actually, you know, we used to be migrant farm workers. So we'd go to Indiana and Michigan. And Indiana, you know, you'd go and the tomato and everything.
Andabas en la pizca.
En las pizcas.
¿Sí?
A las 5 de la mañana me levantaba la jefita. Ándale, cabrón.
Sí.
It's time. And I'm like, Mom, no, estés chingando. Levántate.
Sí,
So, boom, gotta get up. And actually, sometimes the aroma of tortillas and chorizo and frijoles cooking in the kitchen would wake me up. And I knew that it was time to get up and go to work. And, you know, hacía tacos la jefita, you know, tortillas hechas a mano, el chorizo con frijol, los taquitos de, you know, papas con huevo and all that stuff. And, you know, that was our lunch and breakfast.
So, lo que tú tienes hermanos, hermanas o...
Dude, my parents were a horny bunch of motherfuckers, man. I got to tell you, man. There was 5 girls and 3 boys.
Wow.
And,
Pero todos a la pizca.
Todos a la pizca, vato. Yo era el más... No más huevón, but I didn't want to do the pizca, man. I was like, there's got to be a better life. But I did it. Decía el troquero, oye, güero, ayúdame a cargar. I tell my mom, le voy a ayudar a cargar. And he would pay me to help load boxes and crates and stuff. Yeah, on the down low. But that helping him load meant I wasn't out in the fields bent over, you know, picking tomato or whatever the crop was.
Good call, John. Remembering Mom on Mother's Day. Eloy and Roberto Pulido stopped by, and unfortunately, they had just lost their mom. First of all, I have to send my condolences to you and your family of the passing of your mom recently. Was it 2-3 months ago?
Yes, yeah, I appreciate it. Okay,
September the 13th, actually.
She's in a better place.
Oh man, she is. Oh, absolutely. I got to tell you.
You know what? Before I don't want to interrupt you. She told me about 3 weeks before she passed. Que sabes que tu papá ya quiere que me vaya a descansar. And I said, Mom, no. And then you know what? She went downhill y todo eso. Cuando ya me di cuenta que she didn't eat for 13 days, I said, Lord, por favor, llévatela mejor para que se vaya a descansar. And that night she went, okay? Y me siento bien contento en el sentido de que, ¿sabes qué? Está con mi Padre en el cielo. Y también está con mi hermanito. And I tell you what, I don't cease to thank the Lord por los morales que nos enseñaron. I remember my dad saying something, mijito, los dichos eran bien cortitos, pero very true. You know what, te voy a poner una bien fácil, okay? Digo, son, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
Yes.
I mean,
absolutely.
Stuff like that. You know what? And I praise the Lord for los años que nos prestó mi madre, 86 años.
Así es. AJ Castillo found out the meaning of tough love from Dad and Mom.
And I was probably about 8, 9, 10 years old. I can't remember the exact age I was, man. Probably about 9 is when I told my dad, hey, man, I want to play the accordion. This is what I want to do. I want to play the accordion. And he didn't give me an accordion at that time, but my grandpa played the accordion. My mom's dad, my grandpa Lupe, he played the accordion. So they had one at the house. It was an old Scala. And I got it. He gave it to me. He said, Mijo, you want to play it? Go ahead and take it. Try it out. And, man, I thought I was going to be ready for the stage. I thought, like, 2 weeks, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be on stage. And I'm going to be ready to jam.
Right,
Hell no, man. I was terrible. That shit was hard. The accordion is one of the hardest, if not the hardest instrument to learn, the diatonic accordion.
Right.
You know, and I didn't know that. I thought I was going to be ready for the show.
Yeah.
And
month, was it? Or weeks?
No, man. Years of practicing, man. You know, it got so hard that I wanted to quit. You know, like I think that's every musician's story. It's so hard you want to quit. You know, but my dad used to tell me, he was like, Mijo, you wanna play the accordion or you want to do your homework? You got to pick one. You gotta practice. You gotta practice. So I didn't want to do my homework, so I'd practice. You know, that's grinding and grinding. My dad was a jerk, man. Like growing up, he was hard on me. Not a jerk as he wasn't an asshole to me, but when it came to music, he was rough, man. He was like, "No, man, you're playing wrong shit. Stop playing that. Stop playing those notes. You're playing wrong notes. This is the right note. Play this. If you're not gonna play the right shit, don't play it all."
Wow.
Yeah, like that.
That's rough.
Yeah, but you know, like he knew. I think he knew like what type of person I was, what type of kid I was gonna be, and how I was growing up, and I always needed that. Yeah. You know, me as a person, me as a man. Now I know that that's what I needed. I needed somebody to be tough on me. You know, my mom was the same way. I didn't have parents like, "Mijo, you're gonna be great and you can do it." And nah, man, my parents were not like that, bro. My parents were rough. You know, I remember. One of the things when I was coming out with my first CD, this was like in 2009. I went to my mom and I told my mom, "Look, Mom, I'm gonna come out with a CD," and she's like, "Nah, shut up, you're lying." And I'm like, "No, really, I've been working on a record and I'm gonna come out with my first CD," and she's like, "Well, nah, you ain't gonna come out with a CD." And to this day, I still give her a hard time. You know, like yeah, like they didn't really. I don't want to say they didn't believe in me. They were just rough. You know, they just. I don't know, man. It was
tough love, man.
Yeah, it was tough love, brother. That's what I needed, you know?
Yeah, bro. Happy Mother's Day from the AC Cruz podcast. Ruben Ramos talks about his mom, and mom always knows best.
I'm from the cotton fields, okay?
Yes, sir.
Cotton fields between Sugar Land and Richmond and Rosenberg.
Oh, do I know the place too well?
Right there. Sugar cane and a lot of cotton.
You know what? People don't know that Imperial Sugar was right there.
Right there. So, but we picked cotton. My father was from San Luis Potosí. So, yeah.
Wow.
Mexico. My mother's from Austin or Manor at the time, you know. So, when they got married, they moved on to Sugar Land and started working with a farmer that owns land, sharecropping, whatever. A medias with the owner. So that's where we lived. And
how many siblings?
There's 5 brothers and 1 sister.
She's the one that sings incredible.
Well, that's where we were picking cotton one day out in the field. And my uncles, my mama's 10 brothers, they had an orchestra, a 14-piece orchestra.
Una orquesta chingona.
Orquesta chingona. Orchestra like, say, Tommy Dorsey, Jimmy Dorsey, Glenn Miller. Como se dice, their performance, their concerts, or bailes, they would always emulate the big bands, which was the jitterbug.
Yeah.
And all that. And those times I never saw or noticed that there was front singers, just a big orchestra.
Yeah.
You know, there wasn't Little Joe y la Familia, or so-and-so and Tommy Dorsey, no.
Yeah.
So my uncles, finally, they came to this man wanted to hire them, and they're going to pay him an exorbitant amount of money in those days. I said, but I want you to bring me a singer. You got to bring me a singer. So they went to Sugar Land. We were literally out picking cotton. My sister, my mama, my dad, us brothers, my 3 uncles coming down from the road. Finally got to my mama. Me prestas a Inés to come and sing in Austin. My mama was for it. My dad was not.
Imagino.
My dad, no. And my mama said, no, yo no quiero que se quede aquí. Y se case aquí. And wind up doing what we're doing right now. Picking cotton. My mama told my dad, no, que no, deja que se vaya. Logre otro, whatever. If we don't let her go.
Let her find a better life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of, yes.
Yeah.
So she went, she was a big hit with the orchestra.
Yeah.
So she did that for a year and a half, fell in love with a drummer. They got married. So that was the end of that. So from there, my brother Alfonso went in with my uncles. He went to us, and then my other brother went to my uncles. And finally, because we were migrants, we were picking cotton here. La cosecha se comenzaba in the east. Seguía on central Texas, down by Austin, Manor, Taylor, whatever. And then the rest of the cosecha was in Lubbock, Amarillo, Littlefield. We'd do Austin, then we'd go to Amarillo every year.
Pero nomás en Texas.
Nomás en Texas, yeah. But every year we do that. Finally, my mama says, that's enough. That's enough. I don't want to do that no more.
Mama knows best. Everybody knows that when a family plays together, they stay together. Just like the Navaira family. Even when grandma's involved. Rico Nevada explains.
You know, me and my cousins, ever since then, I mean, even before that, we were little, we would play band together in my grandpa's room. We would staple, he had like, what are they called, raptors, like in his room?
Yeah.
So my grandma would staple like curtains and bed sheets, and we would use powder as smoke, and we would pretend that we were smoking. We would say, break, it's break time, and we would take off our instruments, go to the side of the stage, and have those candy cigarettes. And the root beer that looked like beer.
My dad would buy him all that stuff. Dad, that's not good. Déjalo, nomás es dulce.
Yeah, man. So we'd be on the side. We'd be like, all right, we're going to take a break.
So wait. So it's you?
It's me, Diego, Emilio, and Destiny that used to do that.
I love it, man.
And Emily was just a baby. She was there, but she was just a baby. So, but I mean, we would do that, man. We would play Three Amigos because that was our favorite movie growing
the
up.
Navaira family rocking out.
Yeah, man. That's all we would do, man. That's all we would do when we were little.
That is freaking hilarious, man.
Other kids would play tag and like, you know, all that stuff, play outside, but we were inside playing band and like pretending to smoke cigarettes and drink beer.
They had a set list and all that.
Yeah, man.
A set list?
Yeah, we had a set list. We would set up. My cousin Diego would get like chairs, like table chairs, set them up like four like that. Put like a little stool on it, and then he would make drum sets out of like shoe boxes and like the sticks would be the hangers, the brown things on the hangers.
Yeah. He
He would use that as sticks, and we were just, you know, we wanted to be a band. That was it.
That's awesome.
We were always
Diego.
around the music, man.
We came in from somewhere, and they had stayed with my parents. I asked my mom, where are the kids? They're playing in our room. I walk in, and Emilito had the baby powder, bro, and that was their fog machine. They were doing it all over the room, powder all over. I go, hey, stop that. And my mom goes, what happened? I go, look what they did. Ay, déjalos. I go, come on. If I would have done that, you would have kicked my butt, man. But they got away with murder.
That's
I love
crazy,
my grandma. Shout out to my grandma Mary, man. She's awesome.
Thanks, Grandma Mary. And thanks to Gary Hobbs' mom. Check this out.
So I was born in Amarillo, Texas, at Air Force Base. And 4 months later, a little bit more maybe, I was a preemie. I was born at 7 months old, a little bit less than 3 pounds. And as soon as I got out of the hospital, my mom was back in Eagle Pass, Texas. My father was in the Air Force. By a month and a half, I was almost born in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah, one of those. And my mom was flying when she shouldn't have, into late months of pregnancy. But so all my life, I was raised in Eagle Pass.
Do you get a lot of, how can you be Hispanic and your last name is Hobbs?
For ages there in Eagle Pass, I was Bolillo.
Sí.
And for other people, they'd hear me speak Spanish and they said, nah, it's Cholo. So it was a true Mexican, American. My mom, her maiden name is Maclemore.
I'm sorry?
My mother's maiden name is Maclemore Sanchez.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, Mexican, Scottish, Irish.
Yeah.
That's where I get the
Anglo look from?
No, the temperament.
Good call, man.
Yeah,
Good
man.
call.
So, but I was raised on the border and, started music at an early age.
How old?
7, 8. Piano.
Playing piano?
I love baseball. I could ball.
Yeah.
But no, my mom would say, you're either going to piano lessons or you're not going to Little League,
Yeah.
or you're not playing outside. So I took several years piano, and then, my mom enrolls me in una rondalla, youngsters playing guitar
Sí.
in Piedras Negras.
Sí,
and
en
so,
Piedras.
Yeah, so you start to play guitar and sing with the rondalla, and then I get into junior high. I started playing the trumpet. By my summer of going to freshman year, I was starting to play with the Chicano band.
Sí.
And I fell in love with Chicano music, man. So high school, I was in high school band for a couple of years. I was in choir. And then I met Brando Mireles.
Lástima. You didn't run away?
Yeah, we did run away.
Y'all did?
Yeah, we did.
Like-
we ran
like
away.
Joined the circus.
I think We survived about a day and a half. Then we got hungry.
Oh, Gary. I got to share a story with you guys with that. Running away. I'll tell you about that later. Anyway, our next guest, is he a musician or a cop? I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't know how to act. I've never met this gentleman, Jimmy Cano. But I see him on Facebook, and you gave me a hard time because I'm a Texan fan.
Oh, let's not
and
go there,
You
AC.
are a Cowboy fan. Listen, I'm gonna turn off your mic right now, motherfucker. All right? Anyway, there's very few people that I let talk trash, but I let you go only because you were in law enforcement.
Yes,
Or
yeah.
are you a glorified crossing guard?
Yeah, I wish I was. I wish I was.
No,
I
weren't you with the Hidalgo County Deputy's Office?
Yes, I worked with the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office for 12 years. I've been in law enforcement for already 20 years. I'm a musician, and what pays my benefits is not this guy.
Yeah.
It's actually law enforcement. I've been a police officer for 20 years already. I'm with McAllen ISD Police Department. Shout out to the guys. They listen to you a lot.
Is that right?
Yeah, the guys do listen to your podcast. The ones I'm one of the supervisors on patrol,
Right on.
and they hey, you ever heard the podcast today, man? I haven't had a chance, but let me listen to it. Yeah, man. And so big shout out to those guys, man. And then of course when I met you, I was with Arroyo Band. I was 17 years old, traveling with Arroyo Band. Got to experience a lot of places of actually putting up with traveling and school at the same time. My mom, Josie Cano, she always told me in the beginning, you know what, you play your gigs, you go wherever you want, but you better graduate high school.
Right.
So I had to
right.
put up with both. Si no, un revés.
So, what made you get into law enforcement?
My mom. I actually not just into law enforcement. I had to, since I was traveling back and forth with bands. It was with at that time I was playing with Arroyo Band and also Marlisa Vela, Ruben Vela's daughter. Mm-hmm. And I was playing 3 nights a week, 4 nights a week, and I was up all night and I was asleep all day. So my mom ended up telling me, you know what, during the week, you're going to come to work with me. At that time, she worked with the city of Elsa. So she said, you know what, you're going to come and volunteer because I don't want you awake all night. You're going to get in trouble. So she ended up there at the city hall in Elsa. She ended up getting me to work. And she saw the police chief, and she said, hey, can he go volunteer with you? And then what happened after that, they made me a dispatcher there at the Elsa Police Department.
Wow.
And a year later, I promoted to a supervisor, and the chief there said, I need to send somebody to the police academy. You want to go? Man, at that time, really, I didn't like cops. But it was free. It was free training. It was free training. So I said, yeah. And ever since, that was back in 1998.
Good for you, Jimmy. He used to play with Grupo Arroyo, Tex-Mex Cadillacs. Now he's with Grupo Sereno. And he also used to play with our next guest, Lucky Joe.
One time Roberto Pulido was singing, and I was like sitting down, picture this Indian style, in front of the TV, Sunday morning. You got the barbacoa sizzling in the back. You got the big red y las tortitas, and we're all...
Paint me a picture, man.
Yeah, and we're all watching, Johnny Canales, and I'm in awe, man. And she says, ¿Te gusta, mijo, la música? She tells me. I says, sí, mom. She says, un día, mijito. I was 10, bro. 10. Un día, mijito, tú vas a estar tocando enseguida de Roberto Pulido. She told me like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, mom, pues I'm 10,
Sí.
Then years went by. In my hometown at Cachelso, que en paz descanse, Mr. Bene Layton.
Yes.
Bene Layton y los hermanos Layton, they had a band, and he was also a teacher for at Cachelso district. And he would teach this program called La Estudiantina. And that was basically a class with guitars, mandolins, upright basses, and it was like a choir, but Mexican choir, I would call it. And when I was a freshman, I wanted to join that class because I knew of Mr. Layton, and Mr. Layton actually would go cut his hair at my mom's beauty salon. And she would tell Mr. Layton, oye, Bene, mijo, que mijo sabe el acordeón y le gusta tocar y le encanta la música y que he's going to be a freshman this year and I want you to enroll him in your class. I want you to allow him.
Sí.
So, total que I enrolled in La Estudiantina con Beneleten and I started playing the guitar. I started playing the guitar. He started teaching us how to play the guitar. I started learning how to sing. I jumped in the mandolin. And then I would see him play the accordion. And I told him, Bene, or no, sir.
Sir.
Okay, sir.
Eres el valle todo,
Sí,
sir, güey.
sir.
Or miss.
Can you teach me how to play the accordion? Y he says, sí.
Tíralo loco.
Basically, me tiró al león. Vato.
Sí.
And following day, can you show me how to play the accordion, sir? Dijo, sí. And then I would go home and my mom would be like, ¿ya le dijiste a Bene que te enseñara cómo tocar el acordeón, mijo? And I said, sí, Mom, I've been already telling them for a week, pero pues no me
pela.
No me pela. And she's like, pues, ¿quieres aprender? Pues tienes que preguntarle, Ya cuando I got the accordion, man, I said, this is it, man. This is my love,
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
So you were with Alma Pulido, and then I guess you guys broke up later or algo así?
Well, I was touring with her for about 2 years or 3 years. I recorded 2 albums. The first one, Alma Pulido, it was self-titled, donde estaba Quien Crees Que Soy, Amigos. I actually did a video. I came out on that video of Amigos con el mushroom haircut back in the car.
Mushroom.
But toured with her for 2 years. Deja tú. We would open up a lot for her dad.
Yeah.
And one time, brother, I'm just going to tell you this real quick. One time, we opened up for her dad, and then they had recorded a song together. And she says, I want to call up my dad at this moment because I want to do this song that we did on my album, I think, or something like that. It was called Imposible. And we're playing, and she's up there singing with her dad, and I'm playing the accordion. And I look to the side, AC, I look to the side, and I look at him, and there's this light, man, just coming. I just see his silhouette, his hat. And I just remembered, man. I was like, un día, mijito, tú vas a estar tocando en silla de Roberto Pulido. And I just looked. I'm not even going to lie to you, AC. I stopped playing. I took my accordion off. And I went to the back of the stage. And for the life of me, brother, I could not stop bawling, bro.
Wow.
I could not stop. She had passed away. And like maybe, well, I was 15. 2 years prior, she passed away when I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
But I guess it hit me so hard because I didn't grieve the proper way, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to really, realize what I had freaking lost, man,
Yeah.
It took me 2 years. And when I saw him standing next to me, bro, her words popped into my head. I got off. I just got off. I went back. They finished the song. The band finished the song. They all came outside. I was still bawling. And they're like, what's wrong? I couldn't talk. But you know what? That just goes to show, man, que la bendición de una madre es muy importante, man. Es lo máximo.
Ain't that the truth, Lucky? La bendición de una madre es lo máximo. Y es cierto. Gracias a Dios. And thank you for sticking around, listening to this Mother's Day special. Hope you have a great Mother's Day. Sorry Jackie couldn't be here. Stay safe. If you like the podcast, tell your friends. If your friends don't like it, you find new friends. So just chill to the next episode of Cruise Control with AC Cruz behind the mic.